Get ready, chosen one. Because this time, not only your ears but your spirit will hear. This is not just a video, it is a spiritual awakening itself. Listen to me very carefully. Deep in the innermost corners of your being, you always knew the truths. Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times? Have you ever thought about Jesus' shocking answer to this question in Matthew 18:21, which is found in Matthew 18:22? I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. This was not a numerical limitation, chosen one. This was a call for infinite freedom, a command to break the chains that shatter your soul every time. But what about you? If, despite saying, "I have forgiven" with your tongue, you are still writhing in the same pain, still burning with the same anger, are you still among those waiting for that old wound to heal? Perhaps you are not aware, but the person you think you have forgiven is not the one opposite you, but those invisible chains that imprison your own soul. This is not an ordinary video. It is the harbinger of a spiritual earthquake. Today I will expose before your very eyes, in all its nakedness, the hidden truth behind the concept of forgiveness, how most of us make a deadly mistake, and what Jesus actually meant. Because forgiveness, as you might think, is not a gesture, it is an act of awakening, liberation, and chain breaking. Do not leave before reaching the end. What you are about to hear will fundamentally change not only your understanding of forgiveness, but your entire perception of existence. Because unforgiveness is to hold yourself captive at the gates of hell. And before we begin, do this as an act of prophecy. Like this video, subscribe and type 33 in the comments. Why 33? Because this is the number of divine completion and triune unity. 33 means declaring that your past is definitively over, your sacred consecration is complete, and you are opening the door to a new divine beginning. Come, let's delve into this depth together. Chosen one, the word "I have forgiven" easily rolls off our tongues, doesn't it? But unfortunately, most of the time this is merely an illusion. Most of us think that forgiveness means wiping everything away, forgetting, accepting, or even tormenting ourselves. Yet a human being cannot truly forgive by their own power. Those moments you thought you forgave are actually just moments you suppressed, swept under the rug, trying to silence the pain within you. You say, "I've forgiven" with my tongue, but still when you hear that person's name, something in you twinges, doesn't it? If you're still checking your ex-lover's social media, tracking their every move, secretly feeding off the pain, if that family grudge still burns and hurts your soul, if you subconsciously exclude that name even while praying, this is not forgiveness, this is an illusion. This is like turning your heart into a prison and giving the key to someone else. That is precisely why the concept of forgiveness that Jesus taught us is much deeper, much more destructive than you might think. Forgiveness is not merely emotional management. It is a biological healing, a spiritual cleansing. Your body is not just a vessel that carries you, but a sacred battlefield. 1 Corinthians 6:19 says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own." This verse doesn't just say your body is an ornament, rather, it proclaims it as a living, dynamic dwelling place for His Spirit. And wherever the Spirit of God resides, there is not just peace, but immense power, an inevitable battle, and ultimate victory. Chosen one, when you stop surrendering your body to sin, a supernatural transformation begins. You no longer merely worship God with your body. You become a weapon that brings God's will to earth with your body. Every no you speak to lust is a sharp sword drawn in the spiritual realm. Every denied desire is a deadly dagger thrust against the cunningly laid plans of hell. When you choose solitude over every sexual temptation, you are not isolating yourself. On the contrary, you are consecrating yourself for a divine purpose. Heaven does not anoint comfort, it anoints sacrifice. And your surrendered body becomes a living altar where the divine fire never extinguishes, burning continuously. That is why hell showers you with distractions masked as desires. Because when your body is fully aligned with heaven's sublime purpose, you will not merely survive. You will launch a divine invasion into enemy territory. Imagine a warrior praying, Knees on the ground, eyes fixed on eternity, far from noise, far from crowds, in perfect divine alignment. This is precisely what hell fears. Not someone who merely claims holiness, but someone who embodies it in every fiber of their being. Because holiness is not softness, it is sharp, precise, dangerous. A chosen one walking in purity is not harmless, they are unstoppable. If you think your battle ends with self-control, then you have not yet seen the miraculous power that awaits you when your body, mind, and spirit unite under divine command. Stay with me. The next truth I will reveal will shatter everything you thought you knew about your own power. Chosen one, behind purity lies an immense hidden power to which very few have access. This is not a power that makes noise. It is a power that makes history, reshaping destinies. For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Think about these words from Matthew 6:14-15 once more. When a chosen one says no to sin, heaven does not merely applaud. It responds instantly with more clarity, more spiritual authority, more divine access. Because every no is not just an act of resistance. It is permission. It is permission for heaven to trust you, to elevate you, and to send angelic armies on your behalf. You might think you are simply abstaining from sexual relations, but in the spiritual realm, you are sharpening a keen sword. And with every stroke of self-control, that sword gleams brighter, sharper, deadlier to darkness. The devil does not fear people who pray. He fears people who obey. And in a world driven by lust and hedonism, there is no deeper act of obedience than choosing purpose over pleasure. Look at Joseph. He was not merely running from Potiphar's wife, he was running towards his destiny. That moment of escape was not an act of weakness. On the contrary, it was a holy act that unlocked a divine elevation. What appeared as a loss in the natural world was setting him up for dominion, for leadership in the spiritual realm. And the situation is the same for you, chosen one. When you say no to the bed of sin, you are saying yes to the throne of purpose. You are not just resisting, you are rising. And every demon assigned to your downfall panics when they witness your consistency, because now they realize that you are not merely aware of your calling, but you are becoming worthy of it. But here is the real twist. What if I told you that hell has been studying your purity, not just to fight it, but to hijack and corrupt it? Do not move. The truth you are about to hear is the greatest secret Satan never wanted you to discover. Sexual energy, the sacred source of creative power, is hell's ultimate trap. It is very powerful and difficult to resist. Hell does not merely notice your sexual energy, it tracks it, it studies it in depth, and it is deeply terrified of what it could become if fully surrendered to God. Because sexual energy is sacred, it was never created to be wasted. It was designed to create life, legacy, covenant, and divine connections. And anything that holds the power to create also has the power to destroy if misused. That is why the moment a chosen one chooses celibacy, there is an immediate, profound shift in the invisible realm. Demons are specifically assigned not to kill you, but to distract you, to seduce you, to drain your energy. Do you think these are merely sudden lustful thoughts? Dreams that feel too vivid, or random ex-lovers reaching out to you again? No, these are spiritual operations. Coordinated, planned attacks by demonic entities. Incubus and succubus spirits do not come for the rebellious. They come for the righteous. For those who decide to close every door and instead light a fire in their spirits. Have you ever noticed how the spiritual warfare intensifies immediately after you make your decision for purity? Your dreams become darker. The temptation grows stronger. Even your own body feels like it's betraying you. This is not just biology. This is a fierce war, because sexual purity is far more than mere abstinence. It is the possession of sacred power, and demons do not attack what is not dangerous. They want your energy. They want your focus. They want your holy fire. Because if you ever learn how to contain it and not leak it, you will not just resist hell. You will leave it behind. You will transcend it. But the enemy has one final card to play. One last insidious tactic to twist your strength into a curse. And most chosen ones fall for it without even knowing. Do not blink, because what I'm about to reveal could expose the trap you have been sleeping in and awaken you forever. Chosen one. Warrior discipline is required to resist, to transcend pleasure, and to achieve divine focus. They laugh at celibacy. They call it weakness. They call it fear. They call it repression. But this is only because they do not understand what warrior discipline truly is. This generation celebrates indulgence and self-gratification. They say, follow your feelings, do what feels good, live your truth. But what if your feelings are a trap? What if pleasure is not the destination but the greatest distraction? The world wants you drunk on dopamine, numb to conviction, addicted to escape, but chosen ones. We were not raised in comfort. We were forged in consecration, made strong as steel. Celibacy is not hiding, it is training. It is what a soldier does in silence while the rest of the world is partying. It is what a king does in the wilderness before wearing a crown. It is what David did with sheep before facing Goliath. You think you are missing out on things, yet you are being built up, strengthened from the ground up. Because when you practice sexual abstinence, you do not suppress desire, you redirect it. You take your hunger and offer it on the altar to God. You say to God, not my will, not my timing, not my flesh, but yours. And in return, He grants you the authority not just to say no to sin, but to command atmospheres, to discern spirits, to break generational curses with a whisper. There is a power hidden in the silence of self-denial, a power that cannot be bought, a power that makes demons nervous before you even open your mouth. Because when you have mastered your own body, nothing else owns you. And here is what the world will never tell you. Celibacy is not the absence of intimacy. It is the presence of alignment. And once you are aligned with heaven, you become a walking weapon. But even weapons need direction. Even fire needs focus. And in the next few seconds, you will discover what truly happens when that holy fire stops burning in secret and starts igniting destiny publicly. Hell's greatest fear, a focused and consecrated warrior. Hell does not fear your looks. Hell does not fear your money. Hell does not even fear your talent. Hell fears your focus. Because when a chosen one stops chasing the flesh and starts chasing divine fire, real power awakens. No more fog, no more confusion, no more back and forth with sin. When the noise of desire dies, the voice of God gets louder. When distractions fall away, divine instructions rise up. That's when your prayers shift from survival to strategy. Your worship turns from routine to revelation. Your walk goes from lukewarm to lethal. The devil does not fear your muscles. He fears your consecration, because a consecrated chosen one does not react. They command. They do not beg God for scraps. They enforce heaven's will on earth, and that kind of focus. It comes when lust is no longer the lens through which you see. It comes when the fire within you burns hotter than anything outside. It comes when you realize that purity is not the ultimate goal. Purpose is. You are not born to blend in. You are not born to endlessly scroll through temptations. You are born to see clearly, to move precisely, to strike spiritually. This is why the war for your focus is so intense. Because the enemy knows that if you ever get locked in, if you ever fully align, if you ever stop falling for counterfeit connections, you will become unshakable, undeniable, unstoppable. And right now, you are closer than you think. Because the final key, the one that ties all of this together, is not just about celibacy. It is about what happens after. What happens when a chosen one becomes fully awakened. And what I'm about to tell you next could mark the beginning of the most powerful chapter of your life. Oh, chosen one, this was not just a video. This was a divine reminder from heaven awakening your spirit. Your celibacy is not a loss. It is a powerful signal sent to heaven and a destructive threat swung against hell. When you stopped surrendering your body to sin, you did not lose power. You unlocked it. You broke free from the cycle. You shattered the pattern. You silenced the seduction. And now you walk not just as a believer, but as a warrior. A warrior with clear vision, unshakable focus, and heaven's fire burning in your bones. Demons do not tremble at noise. They tremble at purity, at discipline, at consecration. So let this resonate in your ears like a prophetic decree. You are not soft. You are not weak. You are set apart. And all this warfare, this tribulation you have endured, this is concrete proof of your calling. The world will not understand, perhaps even mock. But heaven has already marked you. So stay pure, stay sharp, stay dangerous to darkness. Because every time you say no to the flesh, hell shakes, demons scatter, and the voice of your divine purpose rings louder. If this word has resonated deeply within your soul, then drop 33s in the comments now and declare with a mighty voice, I am set apart. Like this video, share it with another warrior. Subscribe and turn on notifications because Chosen One, this is only the beginning and your holy fire is just getting started. Once the sacred ignites, it can never be stopped.